There are over 1,000 types of bananas in the world. You know one. The rest of them are sweeter, creamier, more complex, more nutritious, and some of them are so strange they barely look like bananas at all. One tastes like vanilla ice cream. One grows upward instead of hanging down. One peels itself. And one is 6 stories tall. This is every banana you have never been told about. Cavendish. The banana you grew up with has a name. It is called the Cavendish, and it is one of the strangest fruits ever mass-produced in human history. It has no seeds. It cannot reproduce on its own. Every single Cavendish banana ever sold in the United States traces back to a single plant, copied, cut apart, and replanted billions of times across dozens of countries. Not a species, not a family. One plant. Cloned. That is why every Cavendish tastes identical. Same sweetness, same mild, starchy flavor, same soft texture. Not because farmers perfected it, because it is always the exact same DNA. This works beautifully for shipping. The Cavendish is firm, consistent, and durable enough to survive weeks in a cargo container. It is why bananas cost less than almost any other fruit in the produce section. Americans eat around 100 of them per person per year, more than apples and oranges combined. But cloning the same plant across every farm on Earth carries one catastrophic risk. If a disease finds a single weakness in that DNA, every banana on every plantation in the world shares that exact weakness. There is no variation. No natural resistance is being built across generations. That disease exists right now. It is called Tropical Race 4. It has already destroyed plantations across Asia, Australia, and Latin America. There is no cure. The soil it infects stays infected for decades. The Cavendish has survived this long, but it has been here before. Gros Michel. Before the Cavendish, America had a different banana, a better one. It was called the Gros Michel, French for Big Michael. From the 1870s to the 1950s, it was the only banana in American grocery stores. No other variety, no other option. If your grandparents ate a banana, they ate a Gros Michel. People who have tracked one down and tasted it today describe the flavor as richer, creamier, sweeter in a more complex way with a stronger aroma and a depth that the Cavendish simply does not have. The peel was thicker, which made it easier to ship without bruising. It was in almost every way a superior commercial fruit. The song Day-O, the Banana Boat Song, made famous by Harry Belafonte in 1956, was written about Jamaican dock workers loading Gros Michel bananas onto ships bound for American ports. That song came from this banana, a banana that most Americans alive today have never tasted. In the 1950s, Panama disease, a soil fungus, swept through the plantations. Because every Gros Michel tree was genetically identical, the disease had nowhere to stop. It moved through them like fire. By the end of the decade, commercial production was finished. Small quantities still grow today in parts of Thailand and Costa Rica. A few specialty farms in Florida sell them online. People who try one for the first time almost always say the same thing. It is better. It tastes the way you always imagined a banana should taste. Artificial banana flavor. Here is something that will change the way you hear the word fake. Think about banana candy, Laffy Taffy, Runts, a banana popsicle. That flavor, the one everyone calls artificial, the one that does not taste like a real banana, where did it come from? The compound behind banana flavor is called isoamyl acetate. It occurs naturally in real bananas. All bananas have it. But the Gros Michel had it in much higher concentrations. And in a simpler chemical form, a cleaner, more intense banana hit that was easy for scientists to identify and replicate. The Cavendish has a far more complex chemical makeup. More compounds are layered together, harder to pin down, harder to copy. So when artificial banana flavor was developed, it locked onto the simpler version, the Gros Michel version. And it has stayed there ever since, unchanged, preserved in every banana candy produced in the last 70 years. Flavor historian Nadia Berenstein calls it an heirloom artificial flavor, a formula frozen in time. So the banana taste that everyone calls fake is not fake. It is just old. It is what banana meant before most people in this country were born. Every time you eat banana candy, you are tasting 1,945. Plantain plus matoke. While Americans were eating their one banana, most of the world was eating something entirely different. In Uganda, there is a word matoke. It refers to a specific type of starchy green cooking banana, steamed in banana leaves and mashed into a thick, savory meal. But matoke also means something else. In the Luganda language, the word for this banana and the word for food are the same word, not similar, identical. Because in Uganda, for generations, there was no practical difference between the two. Uganda is the second largest banana producer in the world. Almost none of it gets exported. It is all eaten at home. The average Ugandan consumes close to 1 kilogram of bananas every single day. That is 30 times more than the average American. When Winston Churchill visited Kampala in 1907, he described the city as invisible, buried beneath the leaves of banana plantations as far as he could see. This is what the plantain is. Not a weird banana at the back of the grocery store. Not a side dish at a Caribbean restaurant. The foundational starch of an entire continent. In Puerto Rico, they become tostones, fried flat and salted, served with pork. In West Africa, it goes into slow-cooked stews. In Ecuador, it is wrapped around meat and grilled whole. If you have walked past a plantain at the grocery store, you have walked past the staple food of hundreds of millions of people. Red banana. The first bananas that appeared in American markets were not yellow. They were red. In the 1870s, when banana sellers first introduced the fruit to cities like New York and Toronto, what they sold was the red daca, a shorter, plumper banana with deep burgundy skin. It was the original American banana. Before Gros Michel dominated the industry. Before anyone had heard of a Cavendish, the flavor is different from anything you get at a regular grocery store. Sweeter, but in a fruity way, with a faint quality underneath that people often describe as raspberry. Almost like there is a second flavor hidden inside the banana. The flesh runs from cream to a faint pinkish hue depending on ripeness. The texture is denser and more filling. Nutritionally, red bananas contain more vitamin C and more beta-carotene than yellow ones. The deeper the red color, the higher both levels climb. They fell out of commercial dominance not because they were worse, but because they bruise faster and ripen quicker, traits that work against you when you are building a global shipping chain designed for weeks in transit. You can still find them. Most Latin supermarkets carry them. Many Asian grocery stores stock them. They usually sit right next to the Cavendish, smaller and darker, almost completely ignored. Pick one up when it feels slightly soft. It will not taste like any banana you remember. Manzano. There is a banana at your grocery store right now that tastes like apples and strawberries. You have probably walked past it. It is short, stubby, and when it is perfectly ripe, the skin is completely black. That is the manzano, also called the apple banana, especially in Hawaii, where it is a local staple eaten the way mainlanders eat a Cavendish. In the continental United States, it shows up in Latin markets, in some Whole Foods locations, in specialty produce stores, sometimes labeled manzano, sometimes labeled apple banana, sometimes sitting there with no label at all. Here is the rule that trips everyone up. A black-skinned manzano is not rotten. It is ready. The starch has fully converted to sugar, and the flavor, that tangy tropical combination of apple and something slightly floral, is at its absolute peak. If you peel one while the skin is still yellow, it will be firm and astringent in the center and taste like almost nothing. Cavendish bananas train you to equate dark skin with bad fruit. A manzano will punish you for that assumption every time. It is a small banana with a completely different personality, sitting in plain sight. Blue Java. Now let's talk about a banana that genuinely, actually tastes like vanilla ice cream. Not marketed as vanilla ice cream, not described that way on a label. People who eat one for the first time reach for the same words independently: custard, vanilla, creamy, like a soft serve that forgot it was a fruit. It is called the Blue Java, also known as the ice cream banana. When unripe, the peel has a faint blue-green tint caused by a natural wax coating that gives the skin an almost silvery sheen, As it ripens, it fades to pale yellow. The flesh inside is noticeably softer and richer than a Cavendish, almost whipped in consistency when fully ripe. Freeze it, blend it, and you have a dairy-free ice cream that needs nothing added. You will not find it at a regular grocery store. The soft flesh means it cannot survive the shipping infrastructure built around the Cavendish. It bruises too easily. It does not travel. But you can grow one at home. The Blue Java is one of the most cold-tolerant banana varieties in existence, capable of surviving temperatures down to around 20 degrees Fahrenheit. If you live anywhere in the American South, in California, or in parts of the Pacific Northwest with some protection, it can grow in your yard. The best banana you will ever taste might be 10 feet from your back door. Feuille banana. This banana grows upward. Every banana you have ever seen hangs downward from its bunch, curving toward the ground. The feuille banana points toward the sky. The whole cluster reaches upward, with fruit that is deep orange-red on the outside and vivid golden orange on the inside packed with beta-carotene, the same compound that makes carrots orange. It is native to the Pacific Islands. It looks unlike any banana in a supermarket. It tastes earthy and slightly sweet when cooked, somewhere between a plantain and a sweet potato. And for thousands of years, it kept entire island populations alive and healthy in ways that nobody fully understood until people started going blind. In Micronesia, on a small island called Pohnpei, a variety of feijoa called karat was a traditional first food for infants. Mothers had fed it to babies for generations as a weaning food. It was not exotic. It was just what you would give a small child. Then, in the 1970s, modernization arrived. Imported white rice, packaged snacks, processed foods from the mainland. People shifted toward the new. The karat banana slowly disappeared from daily life, and the children started going blind. Vitamin A deficiency, which karat had silently prevented for centuries, through its extraordinary beta-carotene content began to surface in children across the islands. An American nutritionist named Lois Ingberger moved to Pohnpei in 1997, connected the health crisis to the abandoned banana, and launched a years-long campaign to restore karat production. It worked. The banana came back, the deficiency rates dropped. Sometimes what we call progress is just forgetting something that was already working. A banana was keeping children from going blind, and it took losing the banana to find that out. Musa ingens. Everything discussed so far belongs to the world of bananas that humans shaped, cultivated, cloned, shipped, and sold. Musa ingens belongs to none of that. It is the largest non-woody plant on the surface of the earth. A single tree grows to 20 meters, that is 6 stories tall. The leaves reach 5 meters in length. Each bunch holds up to 300 individual bananas and can weigh 60 kilograms. One bunch, one plant. It grows only in the mountain rainforests of New Guinea, at elevations between 1,300 and 2,000 meters. Western science did not know it existed until 1954. The fruit is filled with large seeds and cannot be eaten the way a cultivated banana can. It does not exist for us. It just exists. In a world where humans have engineered the banana into a uniform, seedless, clone-dependent commodity, Musa ingens is what a banana looks like when it is left entirely to itself. Enormous, untouched, unbothered. It has been there for millions of years and will likely outlast everything in the produce aisle.